Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Avocado Sisterhood. My name is Veronica, and this is Suzanne. And today's episode, we're going to be talking about um, after 2 years of getting a hysterectomy and how it's affected us and how we've been feeling. So, um, let's start off with you, Suzanne. How have you been feeling after having surgery after two
Well,
years?
I myself notice that I'm always urinating more. It's like all of a sudden. And I never had that problem before. And I'm older, so I figured maybe it's normal. But talking to my friends, they go, not really. So I'm thinking it has something to do with the radiation. That's what I think has happened. Because I know once they radiate you, they're right by your bowels, your bladder, everything is. And now that we have no innards, we're kind of wide open now.
Mm-hmm.
So now I find myself going to the bathroom more, waking up more in the night. And I know you could take, there's a pill they have that you could take, but I'm kind of leery about taking anything right now. I don't like to take anything as it is, but I might have to resort to that because it's embarrassing. If you go out, you got to go to the bathroom, or you're driving in the car, stop the car. you know, it's like, so, what are you finding out? Because you're a lot younger than me, so you're finding the same thing?
Yeah, I noticed that if I drink water,
Allergies.
like just water,
Right.
I feel like it affects me more. Like
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I have to go more at night, especially if it's cold. So I try not, and I have to drink water because I get a CT scan every 3 to 6 months. So I have to be. They put contrast in me, so that contrast
Oh,
could have side effects with time, your kidneys or something.
oh, I
So I have to be very careful. So I got to make sure I'm drinking a lot of water. And so, but it's kind of always going, I have to go, I have to go, like you said. But I don't know if it's, you tell them, and I think it's side effects from the radiation, but they don't tell you that portion, right? But I feel that since the operation, that's one of the side effects that I felt, you know? And then also, I get tired very easily.
right.
Like,
So,
if I don't have caffeine in my body, I want to go to sleep. Like, I'm so tired. And mind you, I started working out 3 times or 4 times out of the week,
oh,
so I
that's
can just
good.
feel better for myself, because I feel like I'm always tired. But this also helps me relieve stress, because now that since I don't have, we don't have our women parts anymore, I feel like imbalance. I feel like sometimes you get emotional, sometimes you get mad, or you get upset, or things bother you easier. And it's hard because everybody around you does not understand what you're feeling,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't feel nothing to what you should be feeling. And it's kind of like it's weird to them. It's like, why aren't you reacting to something sad? But that's just how you feel. That's how it makes me feel. And so, unless you've gone through this operation, you understand. Or brachytherapy like you did, like me.
Right.
Yeah. Or even radiation. Radiation, they're basically burning you. I mean,
Right.
let's be real. They're burning your insides.
Yeah.
What else can we call it? You know?
I say that they cooked me like a turkey. I got cooked. They put in the thing and cooked me up. You feel like that. It's hard, and I feel the same way as far as you do, as far as feeling tired. I was a 1, 2 o'clock in the morning person, up at night watching movies and stuff. By 9, 10 o'clock, I'm tired, but but
Mhm.
I'm forcing myself to stay up because I don't want to go into that 9 o'clock going to bed. I don't want to do that. But sometimes I'm just tired. I can't help it. I don't know what it is, but there's a lot of different side effects that they don't tell you because I think everybody's different. Somebody might not have them, so maybe that's why they don't say anything. But I have it, and I know that you have it, and I think a lot of it is we always have the worry in our head that it's going to come back, and I have
Yeah.
it every day.
Yeah.
Every day. I get a pain in here. I get a pain on my breast. I get a pain in my back. And I'm thinking, oh my God, maybe it's somewhere else now. And you can't help but have that feeling because it's true. Because when I had my radiation and they said, okay, you're done, we're going to monitor you for the next 5 years. And then I said, well, can it come back again? And they said, the chances are it may not come back again because you had the radiation, but it could go somewhere else. You don't think that this is going to take care of everything. It doesn't. And then when they told me that, I was like, gee, that's comforting, you know? Is that what they told you too? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Or you could have complications from the radiation. You something
Exactly.
because every time I go to the doctor, she's like, "Oh, let me check your back," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Or you having problems with your bowels? I go, "No," and weird questions like that. And me having to get, I feel like more checkups than you, right? Because I have high risk in my family for cancer, and it's like every year I have to get a colonoscopy every 3 or 6 months, depending on what my surgeon says. I have to go get a CT scan, and that CT scan is like I don't like it because it's like you're waiting to see. Oh, is something gonna come up?
Right.
Oh, am I okay? Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And the anxiety
Oh, yeah.
that you will always have
Yeah.
for the rest of your life,
Yes. You can't get over.
and that panic. It doesn't matter what you do in your life. It doesn't matter if you're like you go somewhere or you're on vacation or at work or
Right.
whatever. It might be throughout the day, then something pops up like, oh my gosh, I feel sick, or oh, I don't feel right, or what's going to happen down the road, or stuff like that.
Yeah. And I've been getting a lot of pains in my legs very, very badly. My legs
Mm.
feel very heavy, and there's probably something else. But um, I went and got compression socks the other day. Let me tell you, those things are hard to put on. They're the hardest things. They're big and long. So I've been wearing them a couple of days, and I don't know. They're all right, but I don't notice much difference, honestly. They're just a pain to put on. I'm telling you. Did you ever try them? They're awful.
I feel like, yeah, my legs hurt no more. Like my right leg, I feel like not heavy, but like I feel like I don't know if it could be a potential blood clot, or when I get mad or upset, I feel like something in my leg. I'm like, what is that? Or when I eat certain foods with salt, I don't know. It's just weird. And I never had that problem before. And now my legs hurt. I'm like, what the. But yeah, that's how I feel.
When I had my blood work done, it came back as very high potassium. So the doctor said to me, "Stop eating bananas." I said, "I really don't eat bananas. I don't really eat that." So he said, "It's the salt, and I'm not really a big salt person, but I don't know. I eat potato chips every so often, but I don't know." So he says, "You got to watch that with your kidneys." So now I'm thinking, oh my God, now I'm going to get kidney cancer or something. It makes you just think of something else now. You know, I don't.
Yeah, because I see my blood test, and you start Googling, what does this mean?
Right.
What does that
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And and then I see, oh, okay, what's the range for this or that? And then you worry, and then I don't know. It's just something that doesn't go away. It doesn't.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
No. And friends will say, "Oh, you look fine. Everything's okay." And yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, but you don't feel fine. I'm sorry. You just don't. I hate to say it because I don't want to make people feel sad that, this is what happens. But it's true. You don't feel fine. You don't. I know I don't. You don't. So that's who I'm
Mm-mm.
going on with you feel too. So, and I know breast cancer is a lot different, and they have their own problems because my girlfriend right now is going through chemo. She starts when next week, and they made all these. She showed me what they did. They put all these marks on her and everything, and she's scared to death. She's just scared to death. She's going to do the radiation and everything. It's
It's
scary.
hard when it moves somewhere else, right? So like my mom, her cancer, I guess started. She was. she would have been 80 now. But, you know, back then they didn't talk about, oh, it was private, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like she didn't talk about, oh, what am I going through? She wouldn't talk about her period or anything. So she just said one day, "Oh, I feel really sick." I think she was hemorrhaging, and that's how they took out the cancer. But I think she started. She also started. I think she had uterine. I don't know what type, but I know it's there. And her mother died from that too. So it's in the family with us women. And my brother has he had colon cancer, but um lack of insurance and all that, she
Yeah.
didn't go to the doctor anymore, so they took it out. They did radiation, she was fine, and because she didn't check herself, it went to her breast.
Mm. So,
But she didn't check in time, so by the time they caught it, it just kept moving, and it was too late. So yeah,
yeah. That's what,
so it's just checking yourself. I mean, yeah, it's a pain, it's a lot, but what else can we do?
I knew a girl that had lung cancer, and 5 years she was good. And then right after that, she got breast cancer in the same side of where her lung, they removed part of her lung. And I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it just makes you wonder, like, what happened. My mother had colon cancer and died of colon cancer, stomach cancer. My father had colon cancer. So cancer is in our family. It's rampant in our family. And if you knew these things before, I feel sorry for my children. I worry about them. They got to go for check, and these kids don't listen. Go to the checkup. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody listen. I just wait till you get older, and now they're getting older, and it's a worry. So it's like a curse. I look at it as a curse because everyone in the family is someone's getting it. It's awful.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I just can't believe, Veronica, that they can't come with some kind of a cure. I just don't buy it. I can't believe it. With all this stuff that they find, and another thing is MS, another terrible illness that I know of personally in my family. They can't. There's no. They don't even work on it. It's like, just give you medicine. There's no. As far as I know, they're not even doing any more tests on it or trying to help
Hmm.
anybody. It's just medicine, medicine, medicine. There's got to be some kind of a cure. There has to be. You know,
Hmm.
there has to
Yeah.
be. So I don't know. It's not good. It's just not good. You get
And 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 it's good to talk about it on here because I mean, we got to talk about the after effects. What's after the hysterectomy? What's after, whatever treatment you got? What are the side effects? How do you feel? What are the options you have
right,
still out there?
right.
Because there's still options, right?
No,
But
there's no.
it's
Well, the only
it's a lot.
option is you don't do it. They say you don't want to do it. You don't have to. They don't force you to do it, but they tell
Mm.
you should do it. So honestly, you're going to do. Most likely, you're going to do it. But I think there's some people, maybe in our group, I don't know, that we know that they don't do it. There was somebody that wasn't going to do something. Remember, I don't know who it was. I don't want to say names, but they weren't going to do any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
mean, and everybody has a right to their
right,
whatever they
they
feel
do.
comfortable or their beliefs, right?
Yeah.
We're just here expressing ourselves on what we've gone through and how we feel. We're not saying, oh, this is right or
Yeah,
that's
because we
right.
don't know.
We don't know. We're just going through the motions of life and what we feel, because there's some women out there that don't know what to do in this situation, or just finding out, hey, you know what? I have uterine cancer
Yeah.
or any type of cancer.
Yeah.
What do I do? Who do I speak with? Because sometimes when you go to the doctors, they're just going to give you what they know based off what they learned at school. They're not going to go based on what you really want to hear. They're going to tell you what the facts are, what are the numbers, and that's it. They're not going to tell you anything that's based on, oh, this could happen, or hey, this could happen. They're going to tell you what's
Right. Because
like
they
the
don't know
group.
themselves. Right. And
They're going to tell you what they know based on their experience with their medical with what they're studying or whatever, but they can't be gods and say, hey, you know what, if you do this you'll be fine. They don't know.
No,
They're doing the best to help us out, but at the end of the day it's up to you
right.
what your options are and what's best for you, you
Because
know.
some people go the natural route and they've been successful too. I've heard a lot of people that went to naturopath, they're cancer free. And so you don't really know. Honestly, you don't know. So it's just a choice you have to take and what's good for you. I think the stage of the cancer has a lot to do with it also. The higher the stage, the more severe the treatment's going to be, you know.
Yeah.
So,
So today this is all we're gonna speak about, but next week we're gonna talk about something else. If you want to be part of our podcast
yes,
or an interview with us, let us know, and then we'll bring you on here, and you can just let us know what
that's
your
great.
experience like. But until next week, we will see you. My name is Veronica, and
And I'm
that is
Suzanne.
Suzanne,
Yes.
and we will see you next week.
And
Have a
everybody should vote.
have a good one.
Bye. Bye.